Minecraft in 2026 has changed a lot since past years, and if you're just getting into it, the learning curve can feel quite steep. But don't worry, today I'll be showing you how to start a Minecraft survival world the right way in the latest update. So after you've created your new world and loaded up in, here we are. Now, despite what the majority of Minecraft survival guides on YouTube may have you think, not every new world you make will start you off in a grassy meadow. In the latest version of Minecraft, your world can spawn you in a variety of biomes and climates, including grass, deserts, snow, forests and taigas, etc. But regardless of where you start off, the very first thing you want to do is scout out a tree and destroy the logs with your fist to get wood. Hold down your attack button to destroy blocks if you need a refresher. If you spawn in a place where there is no tree immediately nearby, such as in a desert or an island, you're going to want to travel to find one. This means either running or swimming around your spawn area to find one. Don't worry, most deserted areas do have some sort of forest close by to them. Now, once you break at least 4 or 5 wooden logs with your fist, open up your inventory using the designated key, and in the crafting grid right here, you want to place your wooden logs to turn them into planks. Then, place 1 wooden plank in each of the 4 slots of the grid to make a crafting table. The crafting table is one of the most powerful blocks in the game, allowing you to craft a variety of tools and materials, and by gathering some wood, we can already create some right now. First of all, you want to make some sticks with the wooden planks that you have, and using those sticks plus some more planks, you want to create a wooden pickaxe. Just a wooden pickaxe. We could make other wooden tools if we wanted to, like a sword and an axe, but wooden tools are so weak that it's really just not worth it. Plus, all you need to do is find a cave, mountain, or just dig down a few blocks, and you already have access to stone, which you'll be able to mine with the wood pickaxe. Right now, I'd recommend getting 16 stone in total. This allows you to craft all the essential tools, including a stone pickaxe, stone sword, and stone axe, plus a furnace, which is useful for cooking food and smelting materials. Alright, so now that we're equipped with tools, you want to make sure to stock up on wood and cobblestone just in case you need some for the future. This should be quick. The stone axe is especially good at chopping trees. You don't need multiple stacks or something, just a good amount, and when you gather wood, don't turn all of it into planks, leave some of it as logs. I'll tell you why later. And with that done, we now have just 3 main concerns left for the beginning of our survival world. 1, food, 2, shelter, and 3, resource gathering. First, let's talk about food. In the beginning of a world, your hunger bar is completely full, but it can drain pretty quickly without you realizing. If you let it run out, you won't be able to sprint anymore, and then eventually you will start taking damage and dying. So somehow and some way, you're going to need to gather some food. Now, if you're in a forest or meadowy area, this is easy. Just use your newly made stone sword to attack and kill passive mobs around you like sheep, cows, and pigs. These animals will drop raw meat. You don't want to eat the meat raw though, as it's not as filling, and some types of meat, like chicken, when raw, can actually make you sick. So this is why we create the furnace, so we can then cook the meat in there. How do you cook it? Well, just opening up the furnace right here, you can see we got 2 main slots and the output. This bottom slot is the furnace's fuel source, and the top slot is what you actually want to cook. You can use wooden planks to fuel the furnace initially. We'll get more sophisticated fuel sources like coal and lava later on, and then just put the raw meat in the top slot, wait for the furnace to cook it, and bam, you can eat it. But if you're in a biome like a desert or a snowy tundra, things can be a bit harder, as you won't find many animals here due to the harsh conditions. It still isn't horrible though. In deserts, you can still find a lot of rabbits. These guys can be a bit annoying to chase down and kill, but they do drop rabbit's meat when you kill them, which can be used for food. And if you're in a snowy area, you got a couple options. First, you can look for sweet berry bushes. They can be pretty abundant, especially in the more taiga-y areas. Harvesting them gives you berries for food, but if all else fails, find a body of water like a river or an ocean nearby and go dive underwater to hunt for fish. If the water is frozen, which is pretty common, don't worry, only the top part is frozen. If you break the ice, you can still access the water below. Just make sure to not get stuck under the ice and drown by accident. Once you have enough raw fish, you can then cook it in the furnace just like other meat, and that can be a solid food source for when you're in the tundra. So now that our food concerns are solved, we need to move on to the next pressing matter, shelter. When you first load up your survival world, it's very clearly daytime, but it doesn't stay that way forever. Eventually, the sun will set and it will turn to night, and And the reason this is bad is that during nighttime, dangerous monsters start spawning around and attacking you, especially because of our lack of proper gear and armor right now. That is a pretty big problem to worry about. Creating a shelter creates a barrier between you and the monsters where you can then spend the night safely. Now, many guides tell you need to make some sort of hut or a house. That is a complete waste of time and resources. Right now, it's about survival, and all you need is a makeshift base. Dig a hole in the ground and put a door in it. This is infinitely easier than trying to actually construct a house, and it works and functions just as well. If you're curious about how to make a door, by the way, it's just 6 wooden planks in the crafting table like this. Pretty simple, and allows you to conveniently exit and enter your shelter whenever you need to. Now, as for what you need in your shelter, for now, it's simple. You just want your crafting table and furnace so that you can easily access them, and you want some sort of light source so that you can actually see and so that monsters don't spawn inside. The easiest craftable light source is a torch. All you need for it is 1 stick and 1 coal or charcoal. Because we don't have access to coal right now, we're going to use charcoal to make our torches. Remember how I said earlier to leave some of your wood as logs and not turn them into planks, because if you smelt wooden logs in the furnace, you can create charcoal right there on the spot, and bam, you now have light for your shelter. The third thing we want in our shelter, if possible, is a bed. You can make this with 3 wool and 3 planks in the crafting table like so. Now, wool is obtained from killing sheep, and if you were killing animals for meat earlier, you likely killed enough sheep to get wool for the bed. A bed allows you to sleep, which skips the night straight to the next day, which is quite convenient as you don't gotta deal with the monsters. If you don't have enough wool though, don't worry, it's really not that big of a deal. What you definitely don't want to do is try and go out into the night and get some right now. Especially if you're a beginner, you are most likely going to get whooped out there by the monsters. Instead of that, we're going to introduce, not finish, just introduce work on our third main goal, which is resource gathering. So look, we're pretty solid out here with our stone tools, but it's definitely not the best. There are stronger materials like iron and diamonds, which we can not only use to craft stronger tools and weapons, but also make armor, protect ourselves, craft more functional blocks, etc. The only issue is all these resources are under the surface, hidden in the rock or in underground caves. From where we are right now at night, it's pretty difficult to get there since we can't go outside. So you need to either sleep if you have a bed or wait the night out to get to the daytime. From here, you want to scout out around to find a cave nearby, preferably a big one. You want to avoid small holes or ravines as those are very surface level and usually lead to a dead end. The big caves allow you to gather more stuff, but they are very dark, so you'll need to make sure to craft a lot of torches before heading in. Once you've found a good cave, make sure to note down its location relative to your base. You preferably want one closer to your base if you can as well. We've basically survived our first day and a little extra in our survival world and gotten it off to a solid start. This is just the beginning though. Next up, in future videos, we gotta talk about combat, exploring caves, other dimensions, and eventually beating the game. But for now, congrats on starting your Minecraft survival world the right way. If you did enjoy this video, then please consider dropping a like and a sub. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.